Hello everyone, we welcome you to our other kind of rewrite, and this rewrite is called reason and result. In the first one we had to look at what we said, the contrast and concession. Then I explained a bit on the reason and result, and what we said is the reason and the result, it gives you a statement that shows a reason and a result for something. For instance, we said he was very happy, or he was very happy because he passed the examination, or the examination was very simple, or the pupils passed. So when you look at the examination was very simple, or the pupils passed, it means the reason why they passed is because it was very simple, and then it resulted into everyone passing it. Now, when we look at reason and result, we have got the following words. We have got as a result, so those that are in bold there has a result. Then we have got words like consequently, we have got words like as, we have got words like seeing that, we have got words like now that, we have got words like because, we have got words like since, we have got words like so. Then in the space there we write something and then we use that, so goes with the that. Then also we have got words like such a, then we write something there and then we say that, so it goes together there. Then we have got to, in between there we are going to put something. Now let's look at this statement. We are saying sentences expressing reasons. Sentences expressing reason will comprise of two parts. We have got the first one, which is the main clause, and then we have got the other one, which is the subordinate clause. So the subordinate clause, myself I normally call it as the reason. Then in the main clause I call it the result. So this is the subordinate, is the reason why this has to happen. The main clause had to happen. Look at this one. It says Mr. Manenga is happy then because his daughter passed. So is because his daughter passed, that is passing the exam. So when you look at why was he happy? Because the daughter had to pass the examination. So you find that the reason it is the subordinate, and we use the word because. Look at that one. Mayungo did not go to work. Now why? And then says because he was sick. So when you look at that statement, it means it is a reason and result rewrite. So with that one, now let's look at the following. The following are the structures used to express reason and results. We have got has a result. Then we are going to see how also we use such a that, and then we are going to see how we use so that. Let's look at the following examples. We have that one, the first one, which says a lot of accidents happens as a result of careless driving. Now what causes a lot of accident? So it is because of the careless driving. So you can begin as. So if we begin as a result, it will read like as a result of careless driving, comma, a lot of accidents happens. As a result of careless driving, a lot of accident happens. So I hope you have seen on how we are using as a result there. Then the other one reads as now let's say I will use such a that. It was such a good film that I went to see it the following day. It was such a good film that I went to see it the following day. So look at such a, and then in the space where we had put dots there, we have put something and then that comes there. So let me just show you how it was in the first place. Such a that. So it was such a, then here, good film that I went to see it the following day. So that's how we use that word. The number 3 example is how we use so that. So dash then that. The food was so good that everybody wanted to eat more. The food was so good that everybody wanted to eat more. So this is how we can use the word so that. So it so goes with that. Then to hurry up, let's look at how we use because, since, and has. Because, since, and has are used to introduce the part of a sentence which is the subordinate. Now the subordinate meaning the reason for doing something. It is the subordinate clause. Then the main clause, it is now the result, or what followed after the reason. Let's look at this example. Now here we are starting with this is not the subordinate, but we are starting with the main clause. Kavika came late to the party. So why did Kavika why did she come late to the party? Because she missed the taxi. But if we start with the because, it will read as because she missed the taxi, comma, Kavika came late to the party. Others would have written it as because Kavika missed the taxi, comma, she came late to the party. Then let's look at has, this one there. When we use it on the middle, starting with the subordinate, but starting with the main clause, we'll say the car failed to go over the hill as it was overloaded. The car failed to go over the hill as it was overloaded. Now this answers why did it fail to go over. So because it was overloaded. So where there is has, we can put because or since. We can read as the car failed to go over the hill because it was overloaded. Or we can say the car failed to go over the hill since it was overloaded. Even on Kavika, we can say Kavika came late to the party and replace because with the word since she missed the taxi, or has she missed the taxi. Then let's look at the number 3 example. Says Dorothy was appointed head girl since she possesses good leadership qualities. Dorothy was appointed head girl since she possesses good leadership qualities. So when you look at the word since, it has been used to join the two sentences, the subordinate and the main clause, or the reason and the result. Why was she appointed the head girl? The reason is because she possesses good leadership quality. So you can start with the since by saying, since Dorothy possesses good leadership qualities, comma, she was appointed head girl. Or you can say, since she possesses good leadership qualities, comma, Dorothy was appointed head girl. So this is how we use since, has, and because. So where there is the since, we can also put because and change the words. They can start or join the two sentences. Now, note, we can also begin the above sentences with the structures that express reason or with the subordinate clause, meaning we can start with those that have got a reason, then those that show the result, now it will follow later. So what we need to do, now it says we need to place a comma in between the subordinate clause and the main clause, meaning we need to place a comma between the reason and the result. For instance, let's look at number 1. Because Kavika missed the taxi, comma, she came late to the party. This word, the structure, because it is used to the subordinate, meaning to the one, it is used to the subordinate, meaning it's like because Kavika missed the taxi, then what was the result? She came late to the party. So this was the reason why she came late. So the subordinate, when you start, you use those structures. Then whereas because here we can even use since. Since Kavika missed the taxi, she came late to the party, but we put a comma in between there. Then let's look at this one. Since Dorothy possesses good leadership qualities, she was appointed the head girl. Or since she possesses good leadership qualities, Dorothy was appointed the head girl, depending on how you can answer it. Then the other one says, as the car was overloaded, it failed to go over the hills. So those are the ones, if you check the one that on top there, they are the one that I was using to answer. So this one, here we have to put them on the middle. Then they are now our structures, which is because, has, and since. They started the sentence. So when they start the sentence, that's how you answer. Then away from that, let's look at this one. Seeing that and also now that. Let's look at this one. Number one, seeing that we have missed the Shalom bus, the comma there, let us travel by Kondwani bus. Now, why are they using Shalom? Why are they using Kondwani bus? Because the Shalom they wanted to use it as it has left them, or it has the departure was earlier than they came, or maybe the bus was full of people. So now they are deciding, they're having another option, which is to travel by Kondwani bus. So when you look at seeing that, we can, where there is seeing that, we can also use the word now that to say, now that, look at number 2 here, now that we have missed the Shalom bus, let us travel by Kondwani bus. So that's one way in which we use seeing that and also now that. So you're able to say that now, where there is now that and seeing that, they can always go together, they'll feature one another there. Then look at number 3 in Roman numeral there, where there is a caser. Now that I am in grade 12, I need to concentrate on my schoolwork. Why is this person concentrating on the schoolwork? Because he or she is now in grade 12. So you can use like, now that I am in grade 12, I need to concentrate on my schoolwork. So you can also use seeing that in the same statement. Look at number 4 there. Seeing that I am in grade 12, I need to concentrate on my schoolwork. So I think as I'm putting this, I want you to have one idea on how we use now that and also on how we use seeing that. So you can make your own sentences and try them. If they can work out, then it will be okay. Note that the main clause can be started and the comma is omitted. For example, the main clause, what we mean by the main clause, like this one, let us travel by Kondwani bus, seeing that we have missed Shalom bus. So here we have started and it is on the middle. So when we use seeing that on the middle, we are going to omit the comma and we will not use it. Then the other example is, I have to concentrate on my schoolwork now that I am in grade 12. I have to concentrate on my schoolwork now that I am in grade 12. So you are able to see that where there was a comma, we have started with the main clause and then we have come to the subordinate clause. And there where there was a comma, we have now that to join the two sentences. I hope that gives you more idea on how we use the reason and result. In case you don't know, this is teacher Manenga, Leo, trying to revise with you or to give you some tips and some notes and information on how we do summary, and we are doing on reason and result. The first video that was produced, it is on contrast and concession. You need to look out for the video because I promised you to give you all the 12 types of rewrite, so that whenever they bring a kind of rewrite, you are able to know which part or which topic or which subtopic of rewrite is this one. Then use of participle phrases like here. Being in grade 12, just like those. Being in grade 12, I need to concentrate on my studies. So we can use words like being in grade 12, I need to concentrate on my studies. This one can also, if you are to use because of the middle to readers, I need to concentrate on my studies because I am in grade 12. All right. So if you are given to use to begin with being, you are able to follow that example there. Now the other one, sometimes we use failing, like this one. They say begin failing. Failing to observe the speed limit is a statement, or let me get it from here, the one in the brackets. The driver was stopped by the police because he failed to observe speed limit. The driver was stopped by the police because he failed to observe speed limit. So look at that word there, which is the failed. They will say begin failing. So the answer will be failing to. Now what did this person fail? He failed to observe the speed limit. So say failing to observe the speed limit or speed limit, comma, the driver was stopped by the police. So why was the driver stopped by the police? Because he failed to observe the speed limit, so he had to overspeed when he was told not to, when he saw a post which says you need to slow down or something there. Now, let's note something there. When participle phrases are used, the part of the sentence that gives the explanation is expressed as a participle phrase. For instance, let's get the one facing the brackets. Failing to observe the speed limit, the driver was stopped by the police. Failing to observe the speed limit, the driver was stopped by the police. Then begin because it will be because he failed to observe the speed limit, comma, the driver was stopped by the police. Remember, we are using a comma because the structure, because it has started. But if it is used in the middle when you are told to use it, or they put for you on the middle there, you not put any comma. So this is one of the things. So in short, this is the simple way we can answer reason and result. So now let's look at the exam questions. So as I summarize this to avoid your bundles from depicting or depicting. So let's look at the exam feature of the topics. Look at number 1 there. The Kitwe City Council has closed down the business because it was operating illegally. Just like the one which said failing to observe the speed limit. Now here they want you to begin operating. So I remember we just did this one. Failing to observe the speed limit, the driver was stopped by the police. So in the same way we can answer this question. Which says the Kitwe City Council has closed down the business because it was operating illegally, meaning it was not having the documents or correct documents. Now begin operating. So the answer will be operating illegally, comma, the Kitwe City Council has closed down their business. Operating illegally, the Kitwe City Council has closed down the business. You put a full stop. Don't forget to punctuate. Then look at number 2 there. It says, you may read your library books since you have finished the exercise. It means they are giving, why is the person now able to read the library books, or why are these people allowed now to read their library books? It's because they have finished the exercises. Now, the reason why it is because they have finished the exercise. So that's the one you start with. It's called the subordinate. So it will read us, begin now that. So it will read us, now that you have finished the exercise, comma, you may read your library books. Now that you have finished the exercise, comma, you may read your library books. You put a full stop. Let's look at the other one. Number 3. Mary there, you can start with the capital letter. Mary there, you're supposed to be with the capital letter because it's a noun. Mary decided to focus on her studies as it was time for the examinations. Mary decided to focus on her studies as it was time for the examinations. See, now, why did Mary decide to focus on her studies? Because, so this word has is a structure, because it was time for the examinations. Now, begin seeing. So let's focus on which one is the subordinate. It was time for the examination. So we'll start with the subordinate. So seeing that it was time for the examinations, we put a comma. Mary decided to focus on her studies. Seeing that it was time for the examinations, comma, Mary decided to focus on her studies. That would be a correct way of saying it. Now let's look at number 4 there. I have achieved all I set out to do. I am now ready to leave. Excuse me there. I have achieved all the objectives. I think all the objectives I have achieved all the objectives. So let me just put the word objectives there. I have achieved all the objectives I set out to do. I am now ready to leave. Now, why is this person leaving? Why is he now able to leave, or why is she able to leave? Because the person has now achieved all the objectives which this person was said to do. Now, how are we going to start using since? We'll say, since I have achieved all the objectives I set out to do, comma, I am now ready to leave. Here, let's put a full stop there, like that. So since it will read as, since I have achieved all the objectives I set out to do, comma, I am now ready to leave. Please, when I say comma, don't put the spelling of comma, but put the symbol like this one. The symbol. When I say comma, I mean that. I mean that. So I expect that don't write comma in between there as a spelling. Then number 5. I asked to be escorted because I was unfamiliar with the town. I asked to be escorted because I was unfamiliar with the town. Begin being. Now, why did this person ask to be escorted? The subordinate is the reason, in other words, it is the person who was unfamiliar with the town. So how are we going to start? Being. So you always replace being to mean to replace because. So it will just move as being unfamiliar with the town. Being unfamiliar with the town, I was asked to be escorted. Being unfamiliar with the town, I was asked to be escorted. Then let's look at our number 6. Let's look at our number 6. He was cited for contempt of court because of his unruly behavior in court. So in court, there are times when maybe they ask you also you want to argue, or you want to talk, or the way you talk at home, or the way you talk with your friends, then they are going to say it is a contempt of court. Now, he was cited for contempt of court because of his unruly behavior in court. Begin has will simply place because. So to move like, why was this person cited for contempt of court? Because of his unruly. So his unruly behavior will be the one that will follow after has. So remember I talked about has, because, and since. They can just move in the same way. So as of his unruly behavior in court, I can begin that one. As of his unruly behavior in court, comma, he was cited for contempt of court. Full stop. Without wasting time, we go to number 7. His father, my punctuation there, I need to put a capital H. Okay. So his father bought him a laptop computer because he had passed the exam. His father bought him a laptop computer because he had passed the exam. Then begin on account. So how do we use on account? So there it means you need just to start to say on account. So it will go like on account of passing the exam, his father bought him a laptop. So on account of passing exam, his father bought him a laptop. So there is a comma there. Number 8. She could not go to school. Her uniform was wet. She could not go to school. Her uniform was wet. So how do we write that one? So it will read as for her uniform being wet, she could not go to school. Then the other one reads as, the farmers were obviously affected by the drought because they lived in the driest part of the country. Begin living. The answer will read, living in the driest part of the country, comma, the farmers were seriously affected by the drought. Living in the driest part of the country, comma, the farmers were seriously affected by the drought. You put a full stop. Our last one. John was unable to walk. He simply crawled to the nearest clinic. Then on the middle it is saying let's put because. So it will read us, John crawled to the nearest hospital because he was unable to walk. John crawled to the nearest clinic, not hospital, sorry there. John crawled to the nearest clinic because he was unable to walk. So there is no comma but simply a full stop. Others would have said he crawled to the nearest hospital because John was unable to walk. But beginning with John, then he at the end, it will be better. So thank you very much for watching our video. Please subscribe. We are on YouTube, we are on WhatsApp, we are on Facebook, we are everywhere, mentioning some of the media. I don't even know them, but we are all over. So my producer has been registering this almost everywhere. So please, we would like you to subscribe, and then we would like you to like our page, which is Zambia Education Tutorial, with the no other than teacher Manenga Leo doing a Zambian thing. Africa, this is what everybody almost is doing, because our syllabus comes from Cambridge. So this is the revised syllabus in Zambia. So keep enjoying, keep in touch. Please invite a lot of people, they learn this thing, so that we are going to make everyone pass the examination. Otherwise, for now, bye bye, enjoy your studies. We love you all.